Hello, Sonic artists. Oh my gosh, we made it. We're here. We've got this final week of exams, and I'm so proud of you all for making it this far. I know that this course is chock full of information and videos and reading, and part of it is just making it, right? Undergrad is really hard. And I'm also just so impressed with all that you've done. We have people in this class from the music department who know how to compose and do these things. And I've seen people kind of go out of their realm, right? And get wild and do something that isn't in a music theory box. There are also people who've never touched an instrument. They've never recorded anything, and they've seen a DAW for the very first time. Whoa, you guys have created some really neat things. And I want you to keep that in mind when you critique each other's work, right? What might take somebody 6 hours could take somebody else 18 to 24 hours. And we are all on different levels. And part of this class is getting weird, right? It's sonic art. And so when you're listening to things, if it's not melodic, if it's not meant to be, try to pick out those sounds that you found interesting, right? That perhaps added to the piece, or you're like, whoa, I've never thought about having a cow effect in here, and kind of wrapping it up in that sense. This is constructive criticism, right? We do the sandwich effect. Say something you liked, make a constructive criticism, and then wrap it up with where it's at and how it can be. Peer-to-peer evaluations are so important. I cannot stress that enough. And each other are your most important assets along this journey. I hope that you communicate with each other and that you learn how to collaborate. And also, I wanted to suggest too, I am going to send out a link so that when you're listening live, you can actually get in a live chat and make comments. And I'm going to encourage you to, if you are missing some work or perhaps need some extra credit, if you jump in that live chat and you let me know that you're there and make a comment, I will give you extra credit. The other part is to note that we do not have the best recording here at the college university radio station. So if you don't listen live, you're going to hear a recording that doesn't sound like it did live. I'm going to do my best to mix it and all of those things. But, in our discussions, in our final discussions, that's part of it, right? Well, how did it sound in your house or wherever you mixed it versus, oh my gosh, it's on the radio. That's really hard to do when you listen to a recording that didn't actually sound like it did. So keep that in mind if you miss it. Again, I can't make it mandatory, but I highly encourage it. And it's really cool. You guys, like listening to yourself on the radio, you're playing a soundscape or a song that it's on the radio. That's cool. And lastly, I really want to encourage you guys to send me an email directly, an evaluation of the course. Obviously critique it, what you didn't like, all of these things. But I would love to have this course as a hybrid, opportunity to teach in class. I'm on board with that, and I hear that a lot. The problem is my voice is small, alone. But if we're all asking for the same thing together, it's a mighty roar, and that's how we make change. And so when you're making these critiques and these evaluations, it's like, I didn't like this. This is what didn't work for me. This is where I struggled. Here's my suggestions. Right? Like, here's what really would have helped me. Why do you want it in person? Is that your learning style? But I've got one more year here, and I want to do my best to make this class fit students' needs. If you're a filmmaker and you want to learn more about doing Foley and sound effects and ADR, tell me. Let's add that. If you're a musician and you want to know more about how to mix a band, tell me. Let's add that. Podcast, whatever it is, that you're interested in, but that also might further your career or your time here at the university. And again, your voice, your opinions are the most valuable that we have. And I'm listening, and I'm doing my best to make those changes. If you got questions, let me know. In case I didn't say this, if you're behind on projects, just get me your final, please, tomorrow by noon. I have to put it all together. And then go back later and do the other projects if you missed them. I will give you credit if you do something, anything. I'm around this week if you need help, if you have questions. Reach out. I'm always willing and available to help. And I know that it's difficult when we're not in class together. And but again, I do have some time. So let me help you out. And again, I'm so proud of you all. And I'm so excited for the show tomorrow and to get to share with everyone who's listening what you've done, what you've created. Your experience is important, and your work is important, and you're artists, and that's pretty neat.